So now it's how. How do we apply for this loan? We're going to be doing a series of videos that walks you through the application process. Right now, I would suggest you go to the U.S. Treasury website and read the fact sheet on this program for further details. And all of the information that we're giving is just in general. Every business is going to have individual aspects that are unique to them. This is not legal advice that we're giving. We're going to give a general overview of the program, and we hope that you can apply for it and that you will benefit from it, and your employees will as well. So now you've done your research. You've gone to the U.S. Treasury website and you've determined that you are eligible for the Paycheck Protection Program. It's now time to get the information ready to actually fill out the fillable application that can be found on that U.S. Treasury website. To begin with, it's just basic information. It's your business legal name, your business address, your tax ID, your contact phone number. If you have a DBA, that information is simple. The next part, which is the most important thing, is how to calculate your average monthly payroll as defined for this loan. And we're going to walk you through that step by step. So we've just calculated your average monthly payroll at $100,000. Now we multiply that by 2.5. The fact sheet on the U.S. Treasury website explains where that 2.5 number comes from. It's to cover your payroll expenses for the next 8 weeks after you get the loan, and a little bit more than that amount for other eligible expenses. We're going to describe that more when we're talking about forgiveness and how these loan funds are to be used in a future video. But right now, on your application, we're using this to figure out your maximum loan request. So 100,000 times 2.5 is a maximum loan request of $250,000. That's funds that you can use to keep your business operational, to pay your employees, and to help through this COVID-19 crisis. You finished your application. You did your calculations for monthly payroll and then multiplied that by 2.5 to get your maximum loan amount. It's now time to provide the documentation to the financial institution that's accepting your application, and then we'll be putting it through to the SBA. What we're looking for ideally is a form from your accountant or from your payroll company that shows where you got your numbers from and the background documentation from that, and then also how you've calculated that number, how you've reduced the total annual payroll by the amount over $100,000 per individual employee. And there are some really good spreadsheets out there right now that show all of that information. It could be that your financial institution looks for other documentation to back that up as well. Just be ready to provide it as quickly as possible. So your application is done. One last tip based on the applications that we've received to this point. Take time. Take the time to make sure that you have your documentation correct, that your application is completed fully and signed by all the owners that own over 20% of the business. There is a limited amount of funds under this program. Banks are limited in the amount of loans that they're going to be able to do at the moment. And so with so many people applying, you're going to want to make sure that your application is done completely so that it's easy for your financial institution to then submit that loan for approval with the SBA. It's a first come, first served program, both at your financial institution and with the federal government. You're going to want to make sure that you do this properly, but at the same time, realize you should be doing this right now. Stop what you're doing, because you may be entitled to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars in forgivable loans from the federal government so that you can continue your business, that you can keep your employees employed, and that you can make it through this difficult time that we're dealing with during the COVID-19 crisis.